One of my favorite topics in business is how to stand out from the competition, how to distinguish oneself. And today we're going to relate this to apartment buildings. And I think it's going to be a fun, quick conversation about standing out. So you have apartment complexes, and I think it's very fitting for the time that we're in, first quarter of 24, softening rental market a little bit around town. We talked about that recently. What do you do to attract people to your building, potential residents? And how do you keep them there? And how do you instill kind of a sense of pride for longevity? Our biggest expense is turnover, right? So I put together a list today I'm going to go through about the key metrics that you can focus on your portfolio, whether it's one property or 20. And I hope it helps. So I think the number one, I was going to focus on this today, and I think this is really powerful. And I've done this on a couple of properties of mine personally. Give your property a name. So have something fun, have fun with it, instill something that's maybe some kind of personal represents your life in some way, or a family member. I've got one after my dog who passed away recently called the Baxter in Bankers Hill, which is an 8-unit on 2nd Avenue. As an example, I've got an 11-unit in Vista called Las Casitas because they're little separate casita property buildings. So have fun with it. If you do that, and it instills a sense of pride to the tenants, it gives you, kind of gamifies it. I feel like it gives properties depth, a sense of character, personality. Things are so serious in life and real estate. Why don't we have fun with it? And there's some different sign companies around town that will go make really, really nice signs depending on what you want and the style. And then you can put a couple posts and put a nice framed kind of sign for your property. And you can do that whether it's a fourplex or a 100-unit property, for example. Another one that I see a lot of, and this is something that I've been wanting to do, but I have not, and I've seen a lot of clients do this, and it's artwork, it's murals. So most of these apartment complexes are pretty dull. A lot of the stuff in San Diego is built from the turn of the century up to the 70s, 80s, and a lot of just really ugly stuff that we see out there. And again, how can we kind of draw people to it and have fun with something and kind of create a little bit of a trend? We're in this 2024 where there's social media and there's this, people are attracted to stuff that stands out, that's trendy, that's a shiny object, for example, figuratively. And, I always make the metaphor with going to the farmer's market and you've got 10 people selling the same product, the same oranges. What's going to draw you to go to the stand and buy from a particular person, a vendor, is going to be lights around the thing, music. Maybe the salesperson's wearing a interesting hat, or there's some sort of draw to something. So I love artwork. It's something that I want to do on one of my properties in particular in North Park. Because I think you can really have fun with that. You can go pay a local artist. I don't know how much it would cost, frankly, but maybe $500 to $1,000 to really instill a sense of, again, personality and pride to a boring wall with probably old paint. Like we see a lot of these places, they're just ugly with old paint. I think curb appeal, we've talked about curb appeal in the past, and it's very easy. This is an easy one. This is like low-hanging fruit. So I just looked at a listing in Chula Vista this morning, and it had huge modern numbers for the address on the front of the building. I go, you know what? It's kind of silly. There are these huge modern numbers, but it stands out from the other 50s, 60s, 70s vintage buildings that are up and down that same street. This thing just pops out. Okay, well, that's something very easy. Landscaping, we've talked about. It's something where there's the plants and there's the sense of pride. Residents want to live somewhere where there's the outside's a reflection of the inside in some ways. And some of this is deeper than maybe some of us think, but things relate to one another. And if the outside looks good and sharp and there's manicured landscaping, or there's a rock area, or we used to do a lot of desert scape, over the last 15 years with the droughts that we have in California. So landscaping and kind of freshening that up or modernizing it, I think goes a long way. Paint is kind of a no-brainer. Painting a property a different color. Again, you stand out from the other old stuff that's got owners, landlords that just haven't done anything for 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm guilty of this myself. So I'm kind of preaching to myself, not preaching, but I'm kind of coaching myself in this particular talk, because I'm thinking about some properties that I have that frankly need to get sprucened up. Lighting, I love the idea of lighting. Lighting's a fun way to create, kind of appeal to a property. And it's not like you're going to put flashing lights and attract tenants, but there's ways to do it that are classy. And I think it kind of levels up the look and feel of the property. And if you're going to be raising rents, then maybe tenants will stay. Maybe you'll get a little bit more, or a little less turnover if you do things that kind of, again, give the property a sense of pride. But I love the name. I love the naming your property. I love the mural, the artwork idea. And another thing with the artwork idea is you're most likely using a local artist. And then that by itself is telling all the residents and all the people that may go out there that you're someone that supports the local community. And we know how trendy and we know how hip that is in the world that we live in, whether it's restaurants that we go to or people that we support or the bakeries or whatever it may be, the coffee shops. So I hope that helps, and let me know what you think. And until next time, we've got more and more exciting stuff coming up, or coming down the pipe, so to speak, and be well. Thank you.